Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. The feds just raided Yo Gotti's restaurant Privé because they think it's a possibility that they actually might be hiding the Young Dolph footage right there, because this is where MPD went to immediately after the Young Dolph hit right at the cookie shop. To find out what happened, watch the whole video. Make sure y'all subscribe and like, especially if y'all Young Dolph fans. Comment down below, long live Young Dolph, LLYD, put the Dolph emoji. Let's get into this, man. So the feds, they served the warrant right away. They're looking for the Young Dolph footage because this is what everybody is asking for in Memphis. They had a petition with 100,000 signatures to bring forward the Young Dolph footage and put it out there in public so everybody could see what's really going on with this whole entire case. Did it happen the way that the cookie shop people are saying, or did it happen the way that the whole PRE team is saying that it happened, man? RIP to Young Dolph. I want to send my condolences and everything like that, but you guys got to pay attention to what's going on. The footage of the Young Dolph scene at the cookie shop can be seen directly from Yo Gotti's mom restaurant because they have the camera system connected. They actually was watching a live feed of exactly what was going down inside the shop, outside the shop, and everywhere around the vicinity. They could hear the audio, they could see the video, and they looked at the pictures. I want you guys to look at this picture right here. This shows exactly what I'm talking about. When the feds came, they knew that they had some sort of connection between the cookie shop and Yo Gotti's mom restaurant, because Raven, the workers, the owner of the cookie shop, they all wanted to be a part of Yo Gotti's team. They all want Yo Gotti to come and basically show them love and put them on. They really didn't care too much for Young Dolph. This is why they let everything happen. They dropped the location. They were cool with it happening at their place. They took the money and ran off with it, man. And at the end of the day, people are starting to notice exactly who everybody is in real life. When you go back and look at it, Yo Gotti, he never helped the city of Memphis like that. Name any time when Yo Gotti was actually coming out and trying to make the change and everything like that, because a lot of people said it was because Yo Gotti was pushing the Young Dolph beef so much it ended up going to the way it was. He personally recruited Black Youngster to come and be his crash test dummy, to crash out on anybody that Yo Gotti had a problem with. Yo Gotti is already known that in the history that they have between Yo Gotti and his brother, that they've done multiple things that resulted in basically it looking like Yo Gotti told his brother to go do something in the streets of somebody else. This situation happened with Grove Hero. Grove Hero grew up on Yo Gotti's block. As soon as he started hanging out with Young Dolph and making money with Dolph, Yo Gotti's brother came to Grove Hero and said, "We will never talk to you again if you choose Young Dolph over us." And so this is when Grove Hero started to realize that it was still a lot of people who was hating on Dolph, and they didn't even want nobody to come up by working off of Dolph. They didn't want to have nobody learn from Dolph. They didn't want no one to say that Dolph was the one who put them on. They wanted to have that power and them to have that title, but Dolph was the king of Memphis. And so everybody went to the man that had all the respect of the whole city. And this is why Yo Gotti, Big Jook, Govan, and everybody, they old heads. They old heads, they looking at Young Dolph like he's younger than them, that they should be the kings of Memphis instead of Young Dolph. But it don't take a lot of people to realize that they were actually the people who was making Memphis a downfall, man. Because if you sit back and look at it, Young Dolph, he was helping a lot of people. He was trying to teach them how to get generationally wealthy. He was trying to teach them how to invest and everything like that. He actually taught Key Glock business, Grove Hero, Big Moochie Grape. He taught all of them dudes how to get their money up, especially Kenny Money and Bankroll Freddy. And so if y'all actually rocking with Young Dolph, go ahead and throw the dolphin emojis in the comment section. Let me know where y'all from and who you rocking with, man. And so now that they went in the cookie shop, people, they didn't want to give up the footage. And so they went to Privé because they know that it's a connection between the network of all these restaurants that moneybaggyo, Yo Gotti, and the cookie shop people have. They use the cookie shop people to actually cater and order the desserts from at Yo Gotti's restaurant, at Moneybagyo's restaurant. And so this is why when Yo Gotti's cousin got dropped in front of Privé, the dude who came, they pulled up to Privé restaurant because they knew this is where Yo Gotti and them were going to go to that night. Somebody dropped the low on them from their own team. And they knew that if Dolph got hit up at the cookie shop at Makita's, then they were going to try to get Yo Gotti and his brother at the Privé restaurant. They were going to try to get Moneybaggyo at his Catch 42 restaurant and all of these places where they be going to. And so this is why a lot of people got to realize that people will switch up, man. Even people in Yo Gotti's camp drop the location on him because they know that they were in the wrong. They tired of picking and choosing sides. They're just gonna go with whoever was actually in the right, and they don't want to have to be there when actually Yo Gotti walks in and they try to catch him. This is why they thought he was in there. So when the dude came in and he seen that Yo Gotti's cousin sat down, he was about to go at it right there in the middle of the restaurant. But then he told them to come outside. Once they went outside, they thought they were going to do a one-on-one of 1v1 and throw hands or something like that. But you got to realize that they never 1v1 and he threw hands with Dolph. So he quickly went to grab the pole. He went to the car. As soon as he turned around in the car, he upped and let it blow through the whole restaurant. He hit Yo Gotti's cousin. And a lot of other people too was running from the scene. This is why the feds came back and raided that same exact Privé restaurant, because the ownership came back to Yo Gotti. And the fact that his cousin got hit up there and he was supposed to be there, what made him at the last second decide to go with Big Jook and Govan to the other place? And so this is why they're looking into everything, and they realize that when they did the raid, they went to the security camera room of Yo Gotti's restaurant and they found the actual missing files. It was a VHS tape that said Young Dolph footage, and they actually held it on into the safe. They had to actually put on the stethoscope and crack the safe in order to get that open so that they could get the missing footage out of the back of Yo Gotti's restaurant. This is where they were keeping it. This explains why MPD went to go protect Privé restaurant as soon as the cookie shop incident happened, because MPD already knew that the same owners from the cookie shop was already the same owners from Yo Gotti's Privé restaurant. So this is why Raven and the cookie shop owner always said they want to work with Yo Gotti, because technically they were trying to sell the cookie shop to Yo Gotti. This is why Young Dolph got set up there. That's why everybody's paying attention, and the feds went to go raid the cookie shop, and then after they couldn't find the footage there, they went to go raid Privé, and that's where they found the footage. Now we sitting back and looking at it, we seen the footage and exactly how it displayed. Young Dolph never walked into the front. The footage, the part of the whole front, they said the cameras wasn't working that day, except for the one at the corner that caught the still shot. They said one of the rounds knocked the camera off, and you never seen anything else happen other than the actual witnesses that were right there on the scene. And so the witness's boyfriend, remember, he was missing for 3 weeks because he was close to the people that did this. And so they wanted to make sure that he called his girl to erase everything off of there, because this was an order that came directly from Yo Gotti and Govan. This was what was going to keep them from getting the indictments, but it was already too late, because the lady that actually got the footage of Young Dolph in the yellow shirt walking up to the gas station, she already told them that that was not the same day. And so that means that when Young Dolph was in the yellow shirt inside the Makita's, that was 2 days after he was seen at the gas station. Young Dolph don't wear the same shirt to these multiple locations and everything. That means that he must have had got snatched up, and then they brought him over there. So now they're going to Ruth Chris. The feds, they're looking at going to do the raid at the Ruth Chris now, to dust for all the evidence and fingerprints and go look at their footage and get the footage from the parking lot, because that was the last time Young Dolph was seen, was exiting the Ruth Chris before he realized that his keys was lost. But really, it was the lady that already took his keys. Everything was in motion. Everything that they talked about and they tried to set up with Yo Gotti, Govan, and Big Jook, it was already in motion by the time that Young Dolph got to the Ruth Chris. So they were waiting for him outside the door, and it was like 5 dudes surrounding Dolph's car. This is why Dolph thought when he lost his keys that it must have been one of the dudes that was standing right by his car. Why would there be 5 dudes around Dolph's car and he don't have his keys? They were trying to stop him from being able to get the spare key, and or if he had the push to start or some type of fingerprint start and Dolph could get away, they were already trying to limit Dolph being able to flee the scene. And this is how he ended up in the back of the Bentley truck.